presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Let's go to Eddie in Boca Raton. Hey, Eddie, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, how are you, man?
I'm doing great, man. Yourself?
Good. It is a treasure to have TFNN every hour during the trading day, to be there to help you, to guide you, and even to give you some peace of mind, or like that somebody else is there with you while you're trading this crazy market, either up or down.
Well, listen, we appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here, because we wouldn't be out here, folks, if we didn't have all you guys, gals, tigers and tigresses as clients. And, you know, the market teaches you every single day, man.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show. I hope you all have had a fantastic day. Quite a start to the day. A little bit of a recovery, of course. SPY still off. But I mean, we were pre-market at what, like 589 in the SPY or something? Trading right now at 589, like 593, I believe. Trading at 603.80 right now, off about 0.25%. Of course, you had some hot CPI, but the market was able to shake that off quite well. You have the composite up about 0.12%. Dow Jones Industrial off about 0.46% at 44,386, with the Russell, really magnifying those losses there, right? Off about 0.8% at 2,265. You get the dollar trading flat right now at 107.95, off about 0.05%. Crude. So price of crude continues to kind of come down. The EIA shows that crude inventories continue to climb. So you're getting some kind of suppression in the prices there. And again, on the long term, I am pretty bearish, at least on the price of energy. I think all of Trump's plan, and this is really so central to what he believes, is bringing down that cost of energy in general. So you can get crude coming down on that. Gold contract off about 0.42% at 2,920. And you got copper trading up again, 2.11% at $4.69, with silver trading up about 1.11% at $32.68. Let's see what else we got going on. Celsius off 3.74%. Apple coming up. Some interesting stuff with Apple. Of course, they're going to bring Apple TV to the Android. I mean, they're running out of innovation, right? That's kind of what this is telling all of us. Additionally, I guess they said they're going to try to start developing humanoid robots by 2028. That the idea is kind of expanding the Internet of Things at home. I think these guys are just trying to figure out something here. Trading up 1.59% today at 236.29. Yeah, Disney up about 0.39%. Same with GE. Let's see here. Tesla. Okay. I'm still not sold on this. Now, of course, this is a massive swing back, right? Up 5.23%. Probably, the way that I would look at this is you've just had so many sessions really to the downside, right? Of course, you get, some that pump up here, they go down again, and so on. I don't know if this is really countering that short-term trend. Again, don't believe anything has really changed positively for Tesla. You've had Benchmark come out today and give them a $475 price target, but then they gave Lucid a $90 price target. I don't know where analysts over there are getting those kind of ideas from. I think what happened with BYD recently and them releasing, now they're using LiDAR for the self-driving, which is different from what Tesla's kind of doing. But I think that what that underlines is that Tesla's going to have a way harder time trying to sell their full self-driving now that you have competition from China. They're putting that on $10,000 model. I believe the Benchmark analyst came out today saying that he believes the lower cost of Tesla units will, in theory, drive purchasing, and I just don't buy that really. Even if they are cheaper, I think the general environment itself for EVs is becoming far, far more difficult. Trump is clearly antagonistic towards the EV market in general. Another thing that is important to bring up that kind of developed today was let me see if I can find this. Was a Republican lawmaker, senator, well, you say, calls for $1,000 tax on EV sales, and the kicker is for this is for road repairs. So why does that matter? Why isn't this, something I just leave to the side and I don't care because some random senator is just throwing out silly, laws or whatnot, bills? The reason why I think this is important is because this is exactly what Trump was talking about when he was running for president. He said that he is not pro-EV because essentially they damage the roads. He's like, and whether or not that is, true or to what extent that is true, of course that does matter. But the point being is that Trump has echoed this sentiment multiple times when being asked about EVs. He said that they just completely damage infrastructure and we're subsidizing essentially the damaging of our infrastructure. Now, I don't know if that kind of comes through at all, but you can see again this more antagonistic sentiment towards EVs from people on that side of the aisle. Of course, people on the left or middle left are not going to buy Teslas any longer because of perceived actions from Elon Musk, and then definitely what he's doing right now in the government. He, of course, is being highly, highly vilified. One green day, I'm not sure we go back up to 400 after this. Again, these are serious problems that Tesla is suffering from, which is just declining sales globally, right? These guys aren't going to bounce back in China. I thought they might have okay numbers in China because the first half of January was relatively strong with the renewed Model Y. That turned out to not really manifest that way, which is fine because we were still, bearish on Tesla. I think you'll see BYD and that tech probably get utilized in a lot of different places, right? And so this promise of, Tesla's full self-driving can kind of get slashed from that. Additionally, he's suggesting that the full self-driving might not even work on the current rigs that they have, on the current computers. So why would that work for everyone else's? In my opinion, you might get this kind of, reverse in sentiment, at least short-term sentiment. People do, I guess, like this stock, right? I mean, you're continuing to see people say, buy this dip, although I think that has gotten a little bit quieter. But, we'll see what happens. I think tomorrow, if we have another strong up day, it might be prudent to try to rethink a longer-term bearish sentiment because, of course, we know a lot of times this equity is divorced from any kind of reality. And seeing this crackdown was a nice kind of, okay, well, wait, now maybe we might be finding this up, right? You have fears of illiquidity in the market. People are trying to get out of these super high growth stocks that are kind of contracting. I mean, Tesla's not even contracting in growth, it's just kind of contracting. Of course, they have a big threat surface from Bitcoin as well going into the next earnings. So I'm still bearish right now on Tesla, but I wouldn't add any more to my position. So folks, stay right there, we'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show. Before we continue, I want to take a look over here at TFNN.com. This Friday, the 14th, happy Valentine's Day, lovers out there. It's going to be a good one. But we also, before you go out and you get your drinks and you get your dinner and stuff like that, I strongly recommend you go over and check out the services tab right here. We have live trading Fridays with Larry, Pesavento. Man, maybe we should have done a Valentine's Day special. I don't know. We'll think. But what I will say on this is if you've not tried this out before, I strongly recommend it. The way that this works, right, is we have in the Discord room, okay, we have a private room that you can join. Once you pay for this service and you're in the Discord, you will be able to see that. So from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern time, you basically get to watch Larry trade live. You get to interact with him, ask questions. It's very edifying, I would say. And also to clarify, when you get this subscription, it's not just for one Friday or the next Friday, right? This is the second, fourth Friday. You get both. So for this month, it's going to be the 14th and the 28th. Strongly recommend checking this out. Everybody that's in there, they love it. They've been with it for quite a while as well. And yeah, I mean, being able to sit there and actually ask someone who's been trading for decades, you know, their logic behind certain things, trading along with them, I think is invaluable. So strongly recommend checking that out. If you do it, you get to come on the 14th and the 28th. Let's say, hey, I can't make it the 14th, but could do the 28th. Well, you'll get to go to the second Friday in March as well, so no problems at all with that. Strongly recommend checking that out. Again, you can go to the services tab. And additionally, since I'm talking about Discord, we come back in. We've gotten a few signups for Discord recently, which has been super solid, and these guys are liking it. Again, big trading room. It is not like these other trading rooms that you're seeing on Twitter or Instagram or YouTube or whatever, where everyone's just trying to get in there and pump you something and sell you something. No, this is like some really good crowdsourcing information. I learned about tickers that I would have never heard of without being in this den. So again, that is $1 a year. The only reason we charge you $1 a year is just so we can keep everyone safe. We know who's in there. That's, of course, very important to us over here at TFNN. So check out both of those services. Larry live coming this Friday, the 14th at 9 a.m. Eastern time, noon. And then, of course, the Tiger's Den trading room. All right, let's kind of move on here a little bit. What did I... Tesla. Someone must have been listening to us or something like that because you dump right when we're talking about it. I was kidding. Take a look at Lucid as well. This was another one that the benchmark analyst gave, like, I think a $90 price target. This guy says a 90% increase. There you go. That's cool. So, like, Probably not, right? Again, I think the EV market is just going to be labored over this administration. Same with Rivian. Don't like Rivian. JP Morgan, I believe it was JP Morgan, completely liquidated their position in Rivian. I think the EV market's just in a really bad place. Of course, you've seen Canoo go out of business. So anyways, that's kind of my whole thought with EVs and really Tesla in particular. Again, you know, if you're not in a position yet with Tesla, I probably would not take one right now because I think we'll have to see what happens really tomorrow. If you get some nice volume to this upside today and then some even better volume to the upside tomorrow, maybe you say, all right, they're trying to shake off, these levels. And again, I think analysis and being non-emotional about it would say this thing needs to go way down. I mean, this added almost 100 billion to its market cap since the beginning of the day. Anyways, that's kind of my point with Tesla. That's always a fun stock. SMCI, okay. This was a lesson in stress management throughout the evening. Of course, we knew this, right? This was an extraordinarily risky play. 37 strikes, February 28th, let you guys know what my position is in that. We started that, I believe, last Tuesday. Or last Wednesday, rather. Trading at 40.08 right now, up 3.81%. This was highly volatile with the earnings that they had released yesterday. Now, one of the things that I was seeing, it's kind of hard to see it on this. Now, where are we at? I mean, yeah, right. Okay, you get this massive sell down to 31.12. They had revised downwards, which is unfortunate. Again, one of the things I've been seeing a lot is like, oh my gosh, they extended the filing again. And it's like they were never going to release the official 10Q. Now, I'm not defending that. That's horrible. But they said we were going to do a business update, right? In that business update and on the earnings call, they said they feel very confident that they'll be able to get their earnings published by February 25th. For some reason, that didn't make me feel very comfortable. I don't know why you say we feel very I mean, if you were good to go, it'd be like, no, 100% we're getting these out. We're just doing the final touches. No big deal. So that kind of freaks me out a little bit. Part of me is thinking, hey, I hedge these call positions that I have. And because this is my whole thought with this, right? If they screw it up, and there's no release February 25th, this stock is going to crater. I mean, it will, you're looking at 40.25 right now. I mean, this thing can go right back down to 17.92 or whatever its low was, in a blink of an eye, right? As far as part of me is like, hey, if I do, just some puts for February 28th to that downside, it might work out. It's something I'm still kind of considering. You've had so much institutional investment getting at least filed within the past week, but these were all purchased in December, which is interesting. We can talk a little bit about what those numbers were. Just give me one moment here to pull these up, and we'll talk about the convertibles as well that they're offering. So they had net sales, so they expect to report the following financial information for the quarter ending December 31st of last year. The net sales, the range of 5.6 billion to 5.7 billion. That is reflecting a 54% year-over-year growth at the midpoint, but I believe the anticipated range was 5.9 for that quarter. The range, the mark was 5.9. GAAP and non-GAAP gross margin in the range of 11.8 to 11.9%. GAAP diluted net income per common share, the range of 50 cents to 52, which is flat year-over-year. And the diluted net income per common share is 58 to 60. The EPS isn't great, right? It's reflective of 5% year-over-year growth. They then go ahead and, let me see here. Where's the exact number on it? They say something for 2025 will be a little bit suppressed, but we're expecting, 30% more adoption in the next 12 months, and they're looking at, that's right, okay. So in fiscal year 25, they're looking for a revenue range of 23.5 to 25 billion, which is adjusted down, and then paving the way, as they say, for FY26 of 40 for revenue for $40 billion, which is insane. You know, if true, which that's a huge if, you're trading at $23 billion market cap, right? That should be way higher, but I don't think anyone really necessarily buys that right now. Again, if they don't publish, this is done. Like, this whole play is done. And this will crater right back down. So then they release, and one of the things, you know, we were speaking about that is kind of a fear with this company is they're running out of ways to finance, right? They seem to not want to issue more, and we'll talk about this, but they have $700 million of new convertibles that's due 2028. So it's not immediate dilution, but you get dilution there. It's strange if they're going to publish. I mean, the stock should really move up with those kind of forward guidance, so why not use equity to fund? I don't know. We're going to talk a little bit about that when we get back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, reversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The events for this month are February 14th and 21st, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tom O'Brien Show is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show. We got some new people in the den. What's going on, everyone? And then Z, yeah. on the SMCI is what happened in 2018 when they were delisted for accounting fraud. Is the entire business front. Listen, this is not something, this play, even if it works out for me, is not something I would put on the old curriculum vitae, you know. This is definitely a riskier one. You know, it'll be interesting to see what happens. It is, you know, having the larger institutional support in it, I mean, that's maybe a risk they're willing to take, because let's just say that all this was blown out of proportion by Hindenburg. You have the SEC investigating them right now. I believe the DOJ as well. SMCI, this is a new revelation. SMCI is cooperating. They say that they haven't done anything wrong. You know, if the event is that they have not done anything wrong, the Hindenburg thing was blown out of proportion, maybe, yeah, their accounting's sloppy, but they just need to switch that up, then this has so much room to move. And I almost think that's kind of what that play is for a lot of the big institutions. Of course, being added into the South Korean pension fund, you know, that's the largest South Korean pension fund, is interesting as well. Of course, we know that data center build-outs are going to be massive. You know, Dell is a competitor, but this is more of a pure server rack play, right, where Dell isn't. So we'll see what happens. It seems like they have capital issues, obviously, with the converts going out. I'm surprised at how strong this held, because I don't think that the fiscal year 25 projections were necessarily that great. But even if so, you know, I mean, still at a 23 billion market cap to 25 to 26 billion for 25 is still somewhat low, you know, at least with how this market goes. If they can get cleared and publish this thing by the 25th, it'll take off, no doubt. I think that's still a big if. And then, you know, what we were talking about is they're having issues with, there was a fear of private debt in public equity. That made me nervous for their cash position. And again, who knows? Maybe they were just taking on a lot of money to build out these Blackwell racks. Of course, you had a lot of vendor financing from NVIDIA. It's not necessarily clear how much more has come from them on that. So at least it's nice they didn't dilute the shares like immediately. Of course, you know, once it hits 2028, these can convert. But let's see here. So this is how it works, right? This is the new, and then they made amendments to existing zero rate coupons, convertibles. So you have the new convertible notes will be senior unsecured obligations of the company, bear interest of a 2.25% annual rate that's payable semi-annually on 15th of January and July, respectively. And that begins on July 15th of this year. The conversion price for the new convertible notes will equal an approximate 50% premium over the volume weighted average price of the company's common stock on February 12th, 2025. The conversion rate and conversion price will be subject, you know, adjustments to what, like $60 or something like that, roughly at this point when it converts. They can buy it back at any time for cash plus unpaid interest. So, you know, that's interesting to me. It's interesting, one, you know, they're not raising immediately with equity. Okay, maybe they like this method a little bit better. Obviously, 2.25% is cheaper than wherever else you could probably get it. I would also think, like, if these get purchased up, you know, I mean, nobody wants these if they're afraid that the company is going to get delisted, you know, because, I mean, that can really screw stuff up for them pretty heavily. So my point is there's a lot of fog in this, and any way you play it, you're taking a pretty big risk to a point where, you know, I think some people get turned off from that. If they're all cleared and February 25th is fine, I think this starts to look super attractive, you know. So anyways, that's what we have going on with SMCI. I know we've all been following along with that. Spire, man, oh man. Thankfully, we did not have time to go over that yesterday and get into it because we are in a world of hurt, at least as equity is. I mean, this is a massive 52% to the downside at $9.51. What was the point of bringing up Spire? The point of bringing up Spire was that you have Anduril getting a massive $22 billion contract basically for AR for the military, right? And you've heard me speak about this a lot. I love this, and I wanted to get into companies that were doing it. That was a little bit of the thought with Vusi. Vusi's trading up 2.06% at $4.20. So Anduril gets that contract. Pretty neat stuff. And so then you can't buy Anduril right now because it's a private company, so you have a lot of these adjacent plays, right? You can see their Lattice partners. Lattice is how their whole program communicates with itself, and then of course the user. And Spire's there, right? So Spire, it's a satellite company. They provide data analytics essentially, or rather they provide that kind of data for Anduril. So this thing getting shut down so low. Well, the question we first must ask is, why is it so high prior to this, right? And so the whole idea is that they were going to sell their maritime business to a Belgian company called Kepler Holdings, okay? And that was an enterprise value of $233.5 million, includes a 12-month transition service and data revision agreement for $7.5 million. This was supposed to close today, I guess. And they notified the Delaware Court of Chancery on February 10th that Kepler was not going to honor this agreement. Now, this is a big problem because Spire has an inordinate amount of debt, right? Which, you know, space companies with debt is never fun. So they really kind of needed this. And give me a second because I'm trying to pull up. You had long-term debt. I mean, this is pretty brutal, guys. 115 million. That's just long-term debt there. And they were going to use this to pay off, right? They have about 51.98 million in cash. And then revenue, at least for 2024, in the 3 months, the last quarter they published was 25 million. Something also to keep in mind is they have not been publishing their report. So that's a huge issue for them. The fact that the sale is not going through means they can't get out of their debt obligations. Again, they're going to use those proceeds. They are trying to sue to at least force the sale with Kepler because they say that they satisfied all agreements. If that doesn't work, well, then they're going to need to probably pursue damages from Kepler because they told all of their clients that this was going to go through. I mean, even I looked on Kepler's website and they said they were going to do it as well. And this was a big deal for Kepler, right? Expanding their maritime activities. And Spire was still going to provide data for Kepler. So quite a twist. And thankfully we didn't get into it. It's off 51.9% at $9.53. We'll be right there.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Tom O'Brien.
Watch the Tom O'Brien show. Take a look at Nebius right now. Not too much to add on it. Off about 4.5%. Not really any news thing going on. I wonder if just some people getting out of their positions for whatever. I'm still holding very long on Nebius. You have earnings coming up, I believe, at the end of this month that I believe the forward guidance will really knock out of the park. So big in Nebius. Of course, they have some exposure in AV Ride as well, which is an autonomous driving service. They're bringing these little robots to college campuses. If you guys got kids in college, ask them if they've seen these things. Again, for some reason, I just don't get excited about that kind of stuff because I think it's more used as kind of like eye catchers and headlines, right? And it's still a cool service, don't get me wrong, but I think Nebius has a lot more to offer than that. Hood. Let's look at this thing, okay? Now, I'm very bullish. Hood. These guys have earnings coming up, I believe, today. You have expansion into the UK for UK citizens to buy US equities and stocks. You have an increase, pretty consistent increase in people using the paid service. The stock market and trading itself, the interest in it has skyrocketed since Trump took office. I'm looking at Google Trends right now, typing in Robinhood Financial Services Company, and you can see a massive uptick from right around where Trump kind of won, and that has sustained pretty significantly throughout that entire time. So you have more people than ever trying to figure out, really, I think, how to trade, and Robinhood is the most accessible, right? Robinhood really did it first for a lot of their traders to trade 24 hours. Schwab is actually going to bring that now to their services. This is Schwab trying to mimic Robinhood's competitive edge there. So this is some really neat stuff. I'm bullish on Robinhood going into earnings. I'm bullish for their forward guidance. Yeah. That's about what I have to say on Robinhood. And really, for consumer, it's not. It's not necessarily a consumer stock. This is financial stock, but this is like for retail traders. When you have stuff like that, using Google Trends is a really cool way to kind of gauge. I mean, that's what I was doing with like Diet Coke, right? I wasn't using Google Trends, but was using stuff with Twitter and Instagram, and that worked, right? So, I mean, it showed that there was a greater demand for their product, right? You're trading up 1.26%, $68.47. You had a high, right under the high of 68.48, which was, excuse me, that's up today. Let me get out a little bit. You have this massive, really gap up, right? From the 64 level, making a high right there around that 68.84 region. Excuse me, 68.48. So you can use when it's these kind of consumer products, and again, Robinhood is not necessarily a consumer product, but if you kind of try to, loosen the boundaries or whatever, which I think is important when you're looking at some stuff. Robinhood is what the common person is going to use to trade, right? I mean, I get people all the time, and a lot of people that I know know that I work for this company and stuff like that. And so they'll just ask random questions every now and then. But, they're asking, where do I start trading? And, I use Schwab. But I tell them, like, listen, if you're just getting into this and you want to do all this stuff on your phone and not worry about it, etc., like, check out Robinhood first before you open up, some brokerage account with something like Schwab, which I love Schwab, don't get me wrong. It's great, and I'm always going to stick with them. But I think there's such like a, it's user-friendly is what Hood is. And so I think that's going to be reflected in their earnings. I think you're going to have a lot more users. I think you're probably going to have a lot more premium users. And of course, expansion into the UK is a very good thing for trading these kind of American equities. So very, very nice. Trading at 42 billion market cap, MP of 94. I think there's still a lot of room to grow. And this younger generation, guys, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm 28 now, so it's not like I necessarily have my finger on the pulse of what like 22-year-olds are doing or stuff like that. But a lot of the young kids I know, or like friends I have who are much older than I am, but they have kids around, 18, 20 and stuff like that. All the guys are interested in investing. I mean, oh man. Now they do really risky stuff, but they all use Robinhood for this. So it's pretty interesting. We'll see what happens, but I am bullish Robinhood going into earnings. Again, check out your, do your own due diligence on that kind of stuff, but fun times. Let's look here. Now, this is an equity I had zero idea about and an equity that I'm highly skeptical of. You have Upstart trading up 32%. They had earnings. 88.93 is what the equity is currently trading at. They did a lot better than people had anticipated, okay? This really goes in, had I known about this stock, I most likely would have given it serious consideration going in, because this easier cash flows to people who aren't making a lot of money, right? That was our whole thing with Affirm. Affirm knocked it out of the park. Shopify doing quite well during the holiday season. Again, that's kind of, sympathy to play with that. But with Upstart, these guys are doing strange loans, basically, to people, right? They're saying they're using AI, but this is almost like some kind of bizarre payday loan. But they can do it for other things like cars as well. From what I understand, and I'll make a Proton mail so we can run it through and we can kind of look, what rate I would get given how much money I'm asking for or whatever. But you can see here, I mean, you had an expected EPS of negative 37 cents and you were at 26. So quite a movement on that, quite a beat. You had total revenue of 219 million, which is up 56% year over year and up 35% quarter over quarter. Total fee revenue was 199 million, an increase of 30% year over year, 90% quarter over quarter. You have transaction volume, conversion rate. You had 245,000 loans originated. That's 2.1 billion, up 68%, 33% quarter over quarter. Okay. Income, the loss for it. I mean, this is really where these guys knocked it out. They had in Q4 2023, so year over year, not year over year, but last Q4, you had a loss of 47.5 million. They just nailed it at 4.8 loss for last quarter. That's pretty nuts. Obviously, EPS was a lot better. This, I think, can go wrong at some point. And I was just looking at this equity. I was busy today, so I was just kind of looking at this equity right before I started. So I want to take a little bit of a look into it. Of course, with Affirm and these kind of weird financial companies, you really want to know how these guys are working, how they're getting their money, who they're lending money to, and then the default rates on this. So with Upstart, I can apply for a loan on, and this is not an ad at all, I can apply for a loan online. APR ranges from 7.8% to 35.99%. Ranges from 1,000 to 50,000, 3-year minimum or 5-year maximum loan terms. Okay, so I'm looking at these kind of things. You can kind of plug in to see what you want to get. And they have these, so you check your rate or whatever. I'm going to do this to see, and I'm not going to put in like a, high income, and I'm going to put in like I want to borrow a lot as well. Of course, within reason, I'll make it somewhat reasonable just to see what rate they give me. But I mean, they're allowing you to take out loans to pay your credit card bill on Upstart. And I think this can get spooky very, very quickly. So folks, stay right there. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show. Man, I can't believe it's the end of the hour. I felt like we had a fun time. Had a fun time, at least. Upstart, yeah, 31.62% to the upside. They will give you pretty high APR loans to pay off your credit card bill. Okay, let's. Al, yeah, the producer asked when to do another hour. Sure, why not? We should honestly on days. You know what I would want to do? And let me know if you guys would even listen to this. But like on days where there's like pretty big earnings and stuff like that. I mean, once I get off here, I kind of chill and just wait for those earnings to come out and read them. That would be fun, I think. Like, you know, NVIDIA's coming out with earnings. Like, man, maybe I just wait a little bit longer. We hop on here. Obviously, I'm sure the producer wants to go, but I can stream myself, you know. And it won't be as high production, but we can sit there, you know, and kind of like discuss it. I feel like that may be a fun kind of thing to do. Lightbridge, up. Another fun thing to do would have been buying Lightbridge the other day. You're up 34.8%. At $14.61 on actually what I think is like okay news. Now, again, I do think this equity is going to pull back, but that's just more in line with my general kind of uranium power thesis. The producer's sending me funny messages right now. You're trading up 34.41%. They co-extruded uranium zirconium alloy, right? So again, what we're saying is they're trying to dope uranium. So their whole concept Lightbridge is going to try to do is basically shell in the uranium with the zirconium alloy, right? And I guess they did this on a very small scale. They did it with, I believe it was non-enriched uranium, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they designed a rodlet, same composition that they would use. It's uranium zirconium alloy. And so this is really cool. And they have this, MOU, and that doesn't always mean much at all with Oklo, and especially doesn't mean much because Oklo isn't building anything right now. But on the long term, I like what Lightbridge is doing with this. I'm very pro uranium energy in general and everything surrounding that. And I could see something, exotic like what Lightbridge is trying to do actually really kind of take off at some point. Folks, thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. for Tommy O'Brien's Morning Market Kickoff. Take care.
Building wealth